All right, there we are. We're live. Hey, everybody. It is John. You know me. This is the other John, Lil John, or as we call him, Bullets McGee. And we're live. And holy cow, I'm standing in awe. This is the 1,000th video that we have uploaded to the main channel. I think I'd have to look it up, but I think we have about 250 on extra as well. And crazy that right now we have 1,000 videos on the main channel, dude. I never would have guessed it when we first started this project.
How long's it been?
Well, so we uploaded the first video on the channel at in April, I think, of 2013, but we didn't really start working the channel until April of 2016.
Yeah.
And let's see, you started with us, what, January 2017?
December, I think.
December of 16?
16, so what?
So like right before.
About 8 months after.
That went crazy. Yeah, man. So yeah, not too long after that.
I think I was on before 100K or right around 100K.
Really? Awesome, dude.
So that's nuts.
So somewhere in there. Okay, so here's how we're going to do things. We got a few people that have come on board with us and seeing it. So the comments come fast and furious. So here's the thing. Ask me anything and I'll answer it, but I'm only going to be able to, if you're watching comments scroll by, they're crazy. So you got to super chat and give something. And here's what we're going to do with the giving today. If you want a question answered, any giving that you do today pays for our staff to have a Christmas bonus. Active Cell Protection is not just me. I'm the guy, the idiot standing in front of the camera and talking behind the video, but we have four other employees now.
Yep.
First of all is our executive officer, Stephanie.
Hi, Steph.
Steph. Hi, Steph. I'm sure she's watching. Hi, Cody. I'm sure you're watching too. That's Steph's son. Steph is our executive officer, deals with all the admin back end, is incredible, a great firearms instructor. Secondly is Bullets McGee here, Lil John, is our videographer, video editor. He comes with me to the range and films all kinds of stuff like that, does all of the video editing. So the fact they look good, the green screen's used right, the graphics are there, all that stuff is him. Uploading, you deal with titles and descriptions and meta tags. That's all you every day on the main channel.
Yep.
We have Neil Widener, Stephanie's significant other, is our director of sales and director of marketing. And Neil works his tail off to make sure that our sponsors are appropriate and all that. And then finally, we just came with, I'm going to leave it at Logan. I don't know if he wants his full name shared as a moderator on the channel.
He says, shut up and answer.
Shut up. Listen, I don't know what your question was because you didn't give me the question in a super chat. You got to give it in a super chat, which means you got to donate. If you donate at least $2, I will answer your question. And everything that we get tonight,
this helps me out a lot.
Every dollar that you give tonight goes to staff to pay their Christmas bonuses. And that's a cool part, is that running the channel is not just a one-man show. We have salaries to pay and those kind of things, and expenses and those kind of things. So I'll try to get a few. I'm going to answer one here that I just happened to see from Louis G. Said, do you train in any martial art? Yes. If you want to know what and for how long, give and help me help my staff. All kinds of good stuff in here. So, John, tell us about what you do with the channel.
So, okay, I came on around December 2016, and basically since then, my job's been making sure there's a video up every day.
Every single day, 365 days a year.
365, no days off. We can work ahead and stuff, but then we have Asp Extra, which started, was it less than a year ago?
September of last year, so it's just over a year, 14 months now.
And I think we just hit 60K on that one. So all of you who watch both channels, awesome. They said, John and John, love you. What's up?
High five.
And yeah, just editing. Big thing is just making sure a video is up every day.
Yep.
And you guys obviously are awesome because you guys keep coming back and watching those, and appreciate it. Pays my salary. So that's what I do. I edit. I also go, like John mentioned, to range days and different trips. We're going to SHOT Show again in Vegas in January. That'll be my 3rd trip there. And looks like we got one.
We got our very first super chat donation of $2 from Michael Prusi. Thank you so much. Michael. Shout out to you. I gave $10 and said, I appreciate the work you do on Ask. Keep up the good work. Thank you. We will work hard, and that money will go to our staff. So thank you for that, for giving. So again, if you want to ask me anything, I will answer your questions, but you got to give in the super chat for me to see it. so we can do that. So you make sure that we have a video up every single day. Now, of course, we can work ahead, right? Because we don't want to work on Thanksgiving, Christmas, those kind of things.
We're doing that right now.
Heckler gave $2 Australian. That's like, $7. No, $2 Australian is like $1.50 US. That's cool. He says, good day, mate. What do you think of Australia? Much love. I really want to come to visit Australia. I think your self-defense and firearms laws are terrible, quite frankly. But that's not your fault necessarily. And I really want to come and visit. My wife and I love to travel the world, and I would love to visit. Guyon Willis asked $2. It's an Ask Me Anything. He said, basic rundown of your theological beliefs. I'm a believer in Jesus. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. And I believe in 4 pillars on that. I think the 4 pillars are that God is one in person and 3, or one in essence and 3 in person. That Jesus is fully God and fully man. That the Bible is the inspired and inerrant word of God, and that salvation is by faith alone in Christ alone. So I hope that answers your question. We had I don't know where NT is, but a $150. Oh, in Taiwan, 150 Taiwan bucks.
Oh, Taiwan! What's up, Taiwan?
I don't know what that is, but that sounds like a lot of money.
I love, Wai Ni Hao.
Ni hao, okay.
I love Taiwan.
He does love Taiwan. He says, I'm at 75,000. At what number did you know that you would be a huge success? Gosh, man, the honest truth is that some days I feel like we're still looking to see if we're going to become a huge success, that I don't even know that we're there yet, but we are definitely trying. I do think when the channel grew over 100,000, when I got that silver play button from YouTube, I was like, okay, this is something, that we're definitely making a difference. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, you got to stay humble though.
Yeah, big time.
Thank you for the huge donation. Holy crap.
Wow. I don't know how much I'm going to ask Stephanie this. How much is 150 Taiwan dollars? Let's just ask Siri. Hey Siri, what's the exchange rate between Taiwan and American currency?
Okay. I found something on the web.
Oh, I got to look that up now. You're going to see me messing with my iPhone here. Come on, you. Let us go. Let's see what the current exchange rate is. Oh, it's about 30 to the dollar. So it's like a $5 donation or a $50 donation, man. So thank you so much for that.
That's awesome.
Matt Jackson gave $2 and said, I got to go back to it. My bad. Back up. He gave $2 and said Shield 2.0 with or without a green laser for the first time CCW. Carl Wren at KR Training did a really interesting study and found that the laser actually helped a brand new shooter. But I mean, less things to futz with is a good thing. I'd probably go without for the beginner to just learn the fundamentals of marksmanship. And a shield is a great gun. You won't have a problem with that. Zach Dodson gave $20 and said, man, I love you guys. You do a really awesome job. Thank you so much. Brian Dunn gave $5. And asked, can you use a firearm to protect your dog from theft or attack? Of course, every legal question has to, number one, be started with the fact that I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a practicing attorney in any jurisdiction. Number two, I don't know what state you live in, and that it's very jurisdiction dependent on when you can use a firearm. But the general rule is, all across the great United States in which we live, dogs are considered property, okay? And you cannot generally use a firearm to protect property. That's generally not okay. So if a dog is attacking you, you can use a firearm against the dog. But generally, if it's attacking another dog and you shoot it, you can definitely get in some trouble with that. All right. Ilya Okhnakov. I butchered your last name. Ilya. Russian question. Best low maintenance pistol, not a Glock or revolver. Okay, well, revolvers generally are high maintenance pistols anyways. You want a low maintenance pistol that's not a Glock. Okay, buy an HK. Done. I'm an HK brand ambassador, right? So
you're not wearing your shirt.
I'm not. I'm wearing my San Diego County gun owner shirt today. Aiden Rodriguez. Okay, a couple things in here on this. I want to get back. I think, did you miss one? No, I don't think I did because that was what he asked. There it is right there. I want to get back to the question of how you make the daily videos. Let's get through these. Okay. Aiden Rodriguez asks, how did you get skinny, bro? Teach me your ways, senpai. Oh, man, even senpai. Shipak, right? Because I've got the Chinese lineage in my martial art.
Lots of Wendy's, right?
Not so much on the Wendy's. I have some videos on the extra channel about that, Aiden. So we have 2 updates on the weight change. I'm down about 60 pounds right now. And the way that I've done that is mostly a ketogenic diet and moderate activity, intermittent and extended fasting.
I used to be skinnier than you.
And will be again. So I'm gonna get married one of these days before too long. And so need to be, I just said live, we can't even go back. So one of these days. And
We got lots of donations.
need to
You
be
better
skinny.
keep
It's
going.
coming in.
You better get going.
Shh, erase. Did not happen. Chris Brand, $5. Is it illegal to make your own gun suppressor? I've seen videos online of that, and I wanted to be sure. Generally speaking, recognize that NFA items of all kinds, so the National Firearms Act items, Hughes Amendment items, are under very heavy regulation, and I would not suggest making your own.
Yeah.
There's a huge process for having them registered, and I think it's too much of a pain in the butt to do. And so, Chris, I wouldn't do it. Tori Soper, $5. Would a red dot be okay for a beginner, or should you become proficient with irons first?
I'd like to know that too.
I think that is a good question, and I think that the answer to that is on a rifle today, we would certainly say that you can start with a red dot and you wouldn't have any problems. But some people don't feel that way on pistols yet. I think it takes a good bit of myelination to get a good consistent press out and be able to see the dot, but you can learn that as a beginner too. So as long as you're committed to doing the work, that you can do it, and it takes some work. Okay. Petey Wheatstraw gave $2. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, Petey.
There is wait, we went back there. Let's see. You dunk number 21 gave $11.11. That's an interesting amount. Hello, love your videos. I am an MP and enjoy watching your videos.
Hey.
Thanks so much for being a part of the community, man.
Yeah.
Jeremy Daughtery, $10. What's your favorite barbecue sauce? Well, listen, we ran a professional barbecue team for a while, a competition team. Professional, which means we all sat around and
we ate beautiful smoked meat.
Yeah.
I know what you're not going to say.
Tell me.
So the most popular one is like Baby Ray's. People love Baby Ray's, and I think there's a lot of I don't know if it's MSG or whatever in it. But people love Baby Ray's. So
the correct answer is no guy who runs a barbecue team would do anything but his own barbecue sauce.
Hey, I like Famous Dave's. They have good barbecue sauce.
If I'm going to do an off the shelf one, I do the KC Masterpiece Private Reserve because it doesn't have any corn syrup in it.
There you go.
Alamo Gordian gave $75, man. New Mexico, your neighbor, Alamo Gordo. Actually, you know what, dude? Go on my Facebook page, Alamo Gordian, and you can see I took a picture over White Sands on my way home from Dallas on Monday, and my parents live in Las Cruces, so I'll actually be there this weekend. And I tell you what, man, that was an incredibly generous gift for my staff. So if you're around this weekend and you want to drive over the mountain and come and have a cup of coffee in Las Cruces, you send me an email, John at Active Self Protection, and I will love to have a cup of coffee with you.
Real quick, I see Ryan. It says won't load for me to donate. Sorry, dude. Maybe Steph can help that guy, Ryan Foreman.
I got me, man. So thank you so much, man, for that gift. And no Siri, Google. Go Jesus. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Soulless Productions gave $10 and said, do you feel Tier 1 Aegis holster is a good appendix holster, or could you do a review on one? Love the channel. You give me the knowledge to make myself better at shooting. Thanks, man. My favorite appendix carry holsters are made by either Keepers Concealment, Spencer Keepers, KSG Armory, Gabe New, John Houtman at Filster, Dark Star Gear, and Tom Kelly. Those guys are my very favorite. JMCK, JM Custom Kydex, I've heard makes some good ones as well. And so those would be my first choices, man. I don't know the Aegis holster. I haven't seen ones in person, so I can't give you advice on that. Chris Brand gave $2 and said, thank you, my friend.
Chris. Thanks for watching.
Let's see. Mitch Lee Duity Stain said, love the channel, gave $5. Been watching it for some time now. One of the best channels that never gets old. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And thank you for donating to staff bonuses for Christmas. I really appreciate it. Kelly Hicks asked, gave $5 and said, where do you train empty-handed skills here in Phoenix? I'm a student of Lawrence Robinson at Attitude First Martial Arts Academy, and go to attitudefirst.com and you can find Attitude First Martial Arts Academy. We're in North Central Phoenix. I'm not an owner there. I don't have stake in a dog in the hunt. I'm just a student there, and you will find me there training almost every week. So
Lawrence is a really good dude.
Lawrence is amazing, and I tell you, man, his philosophy of martial arts is just I adore, and his skills are unparalleled. He's an incredible teacher, and I'm humbled to be his student, and I love training with him. All right, we got to back up again. We got some more. Richie Tedesco gave $20. Dude, that's legit.
Thanks, Richie.
Thanks, Richie. He said, hey, John, how do you balance being aware of the evil in the world while still trusting in God and not living in fear?
Ooh, I love that question.
It's a great question, man. I think, number one, you have to, for me, I worship God first, and I realize God is sovereign and in charge. And so that keeps me out of fear and out of paranoia, number one. Number two, I don't live in a world where I'm looking constantly. I don't like the moniker, be polite, be professional, have a plan to kill everyone you meet. Instead, I'm just curious of my world. Just live in curiosity. And if you live in curiosity, then you can see what's going on in the world. Then if something's out of place, then you take those things from there. Have a video on Extra about that. So go check that out, Richie.
I think, can I add just one
Yeah,
really quick thing? I think talking to him as well helps. Oh, what's going on here, Lord? Like, as you're being aware, if you do have that relationship, to just talk to him and see what's up.
Solid. Michael Alcantar is $5. Are you planning on coming to Houston, Texas anytime soon? I'm willing to come to Houston. We were just in Dallas. I'm willing. We just got to find a motivated host and set up a date there. Anthony Blanco gave $5 and said, I watch After Daily. Thank you for the awareness. Thank you, Anthony, for helping our staff. Again, if you're just joining us, any things given in the super chat today are given to staff as bonuses, and they need it. They work themselves to death for low pay. So John is one of them, and Stephanie and Neil and Logan. So thank you for supporting us.
That's a little harsh. That's a little harsh. We don't work to death, but
all right. You work hard.
We work hard.
You work hard.
Not to death.
But hard.
But hard.
I was hyperbole.
Okay.
That's a thing.
Oh.
Ryan Smith gave $20, and thank you, Ryan.
Thanks,
and
Ryan.
said, I appreciate all your videos. They're standard daily curriculum at my house and many of my friends. The format is easily consumable.
I saw lots of hearts.
Right, and drives the points home. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Ryan, for supporting our staff.
Thanks, man.
Tamashi E gave $24.99 and said, J&J, you are the best. Shake and bake.
Ricky Bobby.
I'm El Diablo. I've got a Mexican fighting chicken.
Thank you, baby Jesus.
Thanks, baby Jesus.
I'm obliged to mention Mountain Dew Code Red at every grace.
So Jeremy Doherty gave $2 and said, of the ones I sent you, but bro, I didn't see the previous one. So send it to me again and I'll answer your question, okay? Ender Wigan gave $5 and said, what your opinion, if allowed, what LEO backup handgun carry is best? Honestly, I would say it should take the magazines of your primary gun. That's the biggest thing. So it depends on what your department issues. I don't get into law enforcement SOPs very much because I'm not a cop. My only big recommendation that it should take whatever magazines your primary carries. So that would mean if your department issues Glocks and you're carrying a 17 as your duty gun, like a 26 or something on an ankle would be my suggestion. Okay. Solus Productions, who gave $10 earlier. What is a better red dot to shoot, rail mounted or changing sights? So a red dot rail mounted, you're talking about a laser versus the sights up on top with a RDS, like an RMR or a red dot. I like a red dot better than a laser personally, but it does take work. It does take work. All right, we got a couple more. Jason Howe just gave $100.
Wow, dude.
And said he doesn't have a question. He just want to bless you and your staff for the work that you do, too, Jason.
Bring it in, Jason.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, dude. Bring it in. It's good. All right.
All right, good. We did that? All right. Jeremy gave $2. Jeremy Laffman said, thanks, Sean. God bless your staff. Thank you so much.
God bless you, too.
Yeah, man. You versus Me TV gave $3 and said, what do you think of Massachusetts gun laws? In a word.
That's not.
They're terrible.
Come move to Arizona.
Arizona, best.
Arizona's best.
Goldie's best.
Yep.
Jay Weekly gave $5 and just said $5. Thanks, my friend. Appreciate that.
Thank you, everybody, so far who's done it.
And then Jay also said he gave $5 and then he asked a question, and I'm glad I caught it. What advice would you give someone that wanted to start a YouTube channel to eventually become a profit center? Well, I mean, listen, the first thing that you got to do if you go, man, I want to make some money. YouTube's probably not the place to just start by saying I want to make money. You ought to first have a message that you think is compelling and will really help people or entertain them. That's the two things you can do on YouTube, is either entertain people or help them. And if you have that, then it's create consistently, create compelling content and engage your fans relentlessly. And eventually the money will show up. We worked for about 3 years hard before any money started coming in. And then it was part-time money for about 1.5 years after that. And now finally, this is my full-time job and full-time for a couple of my employees too. So there you go. Yeehaw on that. All right. So let's continue to talk, John, a little bit about how we put the videos up. So real quick, I do my part kind of first, but really you help me with that.
Yeah.
And that is collecting the videos.
Yeah.
So people send them to us on email. They send them to our Facebook page. They tag me on Facebook like crazy. And then that goes to you to kind of correlate, you and Stephanie, right? Okay, have we seen this one before, or do we need to put it in a list? And we put it in a big list, and then I decide from there, like, what are the ones that we're going to do?
Yeah.
And our list right now is like I think we're about 9 months behind. Right now it's
got
November.
a lot of videos, man.
Yeah,
You guys are doing great by sending them in.
500, and they all come from you. Like all of them come from our fans, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Grassroots Digital gave $4.99 and asked John, have you heard the Arkansas DA claim that concealed carry is legal without a permit? Other John, let us film your wedding.
First of all, I go by Lil John.
Lil,
And no.
not other John.
Okay, so here's
Can
the
we
thing.
live stream your wedding?
So there's a guy on Twitch that almost did that. And I don't know that anybody's done it yet. But I'd have to talk to my girlfriend, who, at that point would be a fiance.
And then becoming wife.
And if she says okay, then still probably not.
Then still probably no. But we can talk about it.
But we can talk about
Kelly, are you watching?
it. And thank you for your donation so much.
Kelly, are you watching?
And you said lol, so I appreciate your sense of humor.
I have not heard that claim. I am not an Arkansas resident. I'm not an Arkansas lawyer. Check that with an Arkansas lawyer, please. Jeremy, asked of the ones what sauce of the ones that I mailed you, bro? I am so sorry. I have tried them, but I couldn't tell you what the names of each one are. And so I couldn't give you the number. I'd have to leave and go grab them. So I said, oh, it's this one or whatever. They all were really good though. I'm just eating very little barbecue sauce right now because I'm doing the keto thing, trying to not be fat, John, and that means no sugar. Yeah, which is problematic. Yeah. Let's see. Toby Reeves gave $20.
Hey, thanks, Toby.
And he said, I watched for 2 years and got my first weapon and got a Sig Sauer. Oh boy.
Oh, cool.
P238 in 380. Thoughts? Little bitty gun. That's a little tiny gun. You're gonna have to work really hard in order to be proficient with it, Toby. So make sure you take a class. Sig Sauer makes a fine tool. We had a 938 in class this last weekend that really had a problem with aluminum cased ammo. It ran fine on brass though, so I would suggest brass ammo in that little guy and train with it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Caleb49 gave $2 and said, I love your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Man.
Appreciate that.
We will.
Okay, David Mackey asked, can you clarify he gave $20. First of all, thank you for supporting our staff and giving them a Christmas bonus.
And you guys are awesome.
Super generous, right?
Love it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Can you clarify your position that a trigger guard be fully covered on a holster? I bought a Milt Sparks VM2 for my M&P Shield 9mm, and it doesn't 100% fully cover the trigger guard. It's not enough to get my finger in. Wait, I actually have a VM2 here with a VP9. I'll be back. 1 second. I gotta get it. I gotta get this gun out of here. John, talk about something.
So I like video games, as you guys might have noticed by my shirt. And if you guys have a favorite video game, shout it out in chat. And if I notice it, I'll say it. Also, hello to everybody from a foreign country. I noticed Germany. I noticed Taiwan. I think it's awesome that in today's day and age, we can reach people all over the world.
Okay, unloaded VP9, right? So 2 things here. Number 1, this is a keeper's concealment keeper. So I'm going to show you this. Wow, what just happened? I lost one of the screws off of it. That's okay in the moment though. Okay, notice the trigger guard here. Let's see if I can get a good view of it. Notice that it's completely covered. Notice that you can't get your finger in there in any way. Now, let's go see our Milt Sparks. Love Milt Sparks holsters. The leather holster maker of choice for me. Notice here. Notice that the trigger guard is completely covered. I can't get my finger in there. There's nothing can get inside there because it's completely covered. So that's what I want in a trigger guard. If yours doesn't do that, I would contact the guys at Milt Sparks. Now by that, I mean, so if you're real careful, I can just barely see daylight through that. But again, there's no way to get anything inside there, and that's what I want to see. Okay. Let's see. We got to back up because a bunch of people have asked questions. So I hope that answers your question, David. Solus Productions gave another $5, and we'll donate another $5 if Little John inputs the Konami code accurately on his shirt. Come on now, can I do it? No, up, down, left, right, B, A start.
So is that 250? Do we get 250
for
that?
Trey gave $5 Canadian and said, greetings from Jasper, Alberta. Thanks, man. Appreciate you helping our staff out. That's amazing. Okay, Carter Myers just gave $10 and said, has a business you patronize regularly ever instituted a no firearms policy, prompting you to forgo carrying or find an alternate vendor? Why, in fact, that has happened here several times. I had one of my favorite Mexican restaurants here post their restaurant. And so I just talked to the manager and said, I get it. You get to set your private property policies, but I'm not going to be a part of your establishment. I'm not going to be able to eat here anymore. And I'm willing to do that. Trent gave $5. Canadian, and said, also, have you seen the video of the guy that breaks down an apartment door and enters with a machete? Would make a good video. Yes, that's actually on the Facebook page. So there's 1,000 videos here on YouTube. There's another 500 older ones on the Facebook page, and that one's there. Okay. Let's see. Schwarzschild Radius Attained gave $5 and said, how can people best train with guns and general self-defense when restricted by low income? Man, I think everybody got a ball on a budget, right? Number one, best thing you can do, dry fire like crazy, right? Go on the Extra channel every Monday. We put up a new video about training, and dry fire should be 70 to 80% of your training. Costs you nothing to go click, click, click with your gun. And you should do that, right? Dry fire is like crazy. Number two, I would just put even a few bucks aside every month or paycheck or whatever. And then that way you can get a class every once in a while, right? Even if it's at once a year or every other year. I think that's a big one. Solus Production gave the $5 because John came in with the save. That's what's up.
Nice.
Little John.
You are the superior gamer.
Old schooler. I'm more old schooly.
True. You used to manage a Game Crazy.
I did, but way back in the old country, I managed the Game Crazy, which is pretty good.
I noticed some games in there. Fortnite. I saw a guy playing Earthbound on SNES.
Although you would whoop me at Fortnite. I am easy kills on those kind of games.
I played Fortnite before it was cool, honestly. But
You're a
nowadays the
Fortnite
kids
hipster?
yeah, I am. I'm a Fortnite hipster. Absolutely.
All right. So what goes down now when once somebody sends a video, right? So we've got all the videos correlated. Then what I do is I line those up. I use a tab manager, and I go, okay, so like for instance today, because I had to get ready for next week, and I'm going to my parents' house, so I had to get ahead in my work. I put them up in a bunch of tabs, and I record all of the intros. So I'll record anywhere from 7 to 15 or 20 even intros at a time, and then put those on the channel. So it's funny because people will comment like, on that given day, my beard may be a little longer, or I may have just got a haircut, and then everybody will comment on that for a week.
Your shirt was a different color.
Yeah. Well, no, on the main channel, shirt's always the same color.
Are you always
red.
doing it? Okay.
Always red.
I should know.
You should know these things. Fail.
I'm not going to look at you.
So then the next thing that we do is then we load those we use Adobe Premiere as our editing program. Yep. And then John will then prep those for me. So he'll get all the intros right, put all the raw videos in there and all that stuff, and then kick it back over to me. And then I will spend a lot of time. I'll watch a video 10, 15 times, blow it up, look around. What do I see in here? What are the things that I see? And then chop it, do the main one, and then do it again, chop it up as I need to, stop it, where I go, okay, I'm going to do it there, whatever. Now I don't script. We don't script them.
No.
And then get out the audio recording equipment, boom, do the audio recordings. Then I load those up again, and then it's on you. So then what do you do from there?
So I liken my job to putting a puzzle together, kind of. So I get these pieces from John, and I get to put them in the right order in Premiere, and put the titles in, make sure the sizing's right, the transition that you guys see, and all that stuff. It's nothing that takes a rocket science degree to do, but it's a system that John was doing before I joined, and he showed me how to do it, and I basically just took that over, and that allowed him to go and do other stuff, which is great. And gosh, I mean, when you were doing it yourself, I know it took you a while to do all that stuff. So
yeah,
saving time, that's kind of something I get to do. I get to help by taking a load off of him, and I don't know, making the company work. So
I'm answering a couple of private messages as we're doing this.
Yeah.
So then you get them uploaded, right? So you do all the editing work on the back end, make them look all pretty.
Yeah.
Then upload them to the YouTubes.
Yeah.
And pick titles.
Mm-hmm.
We got a system for picking titles. Make sure the description's right.
Yeah.
Make sure that all the sponsor stuff is in there correctly. Make sure all that's together. So this guy works hard, man. He works hard every day. In fact, I can do my work in bunches, right? I can do my work in, like today I made 7 intros and then 3 did the rest of the videos so that I'm good through Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But now it's your daily work that keeps the channel running and gives the stuff to you guys every day. So again, if you give in the super chat to our staff bonuses, anything given in the super chat today is given to staff in bonuses and for Christmas and for Thanksgiving. So if you have a question, that's the way to get your question answered, is to give to the super chat, because we just can't see them otherwise. There are so many comments. And
1,000th video, dude.
1,000th video.
What was it like for video number 1?
Well, I mean, video number 1 was like a range video of me just demonstrating a thing on the range. I just threw it on a YouTube channel just to have it,
Yeah.
you know, and have something out there. So to hear now, I mean, we've been since really April 2016 uploading almost every day. It's been huge, you know. All right, Khalil Dewberry gave $9.99 and said, "Awesome work. I'm pro education and pro conversation now. No gun, but I'm trying to get into the Army. Y'all are the best. Hey, man, thank you for being willing to get in there and serve,
Sure.
man. You know, I'm a Navy vet, and we'll make fun of each other and give each other a hard time when you're in the Army. Now, for right now, hey, man, thanks for being willing to carry the torch. When you're actually enlist, then we'll give each other a hard time." Josh Skaggs gave $2 and said, "Any tips for removing a stuck Delta ring on an AR?" You know, I can run an AR like crazy, but I'm not an armorer on the AR, pattern of rifle, and so I'm going to defer and tell you to go ask a real AR guy how to fix your AR problems. I can fix common stuck stickages or stuff like that, but I wouldn't want to give you a whole lot of advice. I'd say go ask somebody who knows what they're
Are
doing.
you saying you don't know everything?
Last time I checked, I am not omniscient. Weird. But I'm learning. Always learning. All right. So there we go. Let's see. You versus me TV gave another $2 and said, "Ideas to stop mass shootings in America." I don't know in any place in the world that we can stop mass attacks. I think that's shown in places when they happen in places like France, where it's incredibly difficult to get firearms. Happens in Britain, happens in Germany. Incredibly strict gun control there. People use fertilizer bombs and stuff like that. So I don't think we can completely stop mass attacks, Beslan, places like that. But I do think we can minimize them. To me personally, the number one thing we can do is stop naming all mass killers. If somebody hurts somebody else, we say never mention their name. Let them die in ignominy. Let them die without ever having a bit of fame, because we know that there is a contagion to these things, and they try to outscore each other. So I think that's the number one. Number two, I think we have to get involved in each other's lives, and that can't be legislative. That has to be us being willing to get involved in each other's lives and know when each other needs help and be willing to get each other help. And I think those are the two top things that I would say. Brandon Webb gave $10. Thank you.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you. Jose Garcia gave $5. And this is a question we get with some regularity. Any suggestions for a first gun for a woman? I plan on buying my girlfriend her first gun for Christmas, but not sure where to start. And I love the channel. Jose, okay.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Okay, tell me, what am I going to say?
HK.
Actually, that's not what I was going to say.
I'm going to shut up now.
But it's a good choice. Now, of course, we'd say HK because I'm an HK brand ambassador and they make good guns. But here's what you should buy for your girlfriend for Christmas, and that is a gift certificate. Because you should not be buying her a gun. She should be buying her a gun.
Hey.
She should pick her own firearm out, and she should pick it out after getting some training. So let her take a basic handgun class, then take her to the range and let her rent a whole bunch. And once she's gotten training, she knows what she's doing, she's gotten the education, then she can choose one for herself that fits her hand and fits her needs.
Should you buy her the class?
I would say buy her the class. That would be an even better one. Yeah.
And go to the class with her.
Yeah. I'm going to answer this question because people ask this all the time. It's not a super chat question, but it said, what's up with the checkerboard background? Those are just sound control. This is this used to be the master in this house. And so there's a lot of echo in here. And these are just, I can't pull one down, but you can see this one right here, right there. Oh no, not that one. This one. You can see it's just a little pattern that absorbs sound and keeps the echo down in here. Okay. Tim Johansson said, what is the best firearm for home defense? Man, that's a loaded question. Do you want a pistol, a rifle, or a shotgun? That depends on your training. Which one of those is the best? Well, that's like asking which running shoes are the best. Depends on your perspective. So there's a lot of choices there, and what's best for you may not be best for me. Solus Productions gave another $2 and said, give Steph some camera time. Wave to the audience.
Hashtag Team Steph.
Team Steph. Steph's not here. Steph is in South Dakota, and so she's in Dakota.
She's in the chat, though.
She is in the chat.
You can say hi to Steph.
You can say hi to her. David gave another $15.
Thank you, David. And
said, it seems to depend on the specific gun and grip angle. Seems like a larger gun is easier to cover the trigger guard than the M&P shield with leather. Kydex might be easier. I don't know, man. I think maybe the angle might be it, but having a little bit of room here might be it too. Maybe that's the case, man. Richie Tedesco gave another $10. Number one, what's the long-term vision for your channel? And number two, Chipotle or Qdoba?
I like these questions.
All right, you get number two.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay. Short answer, Chipotle.
Oh, that's what happened.
Long answer, Qdoba's a little pricey,
Mm.
and Chipotle, I think, is just it's Chipotle.
It's delicious. Chipotle's delicious.
Chipotle.
No. So 2 questions. The number 1 question would be for me, for Richie. The channel's going to continue to do what it does. I would love to be able to educate millions and millions of people, and get that diamond play button, not because that would make us more famous or whatever, but just because that means more people are able to see how good people keep their families safe. So my long-term vision for this main channel is for it to keep doing what it's doing. And that's what we're going to do until the Lord tells us to do something different. Simple as that.
Chipotle or Qdoba. Oh, you know Chipotle.
Oh, Chipotle. I mean, it's Chipotle. And that's because as a keto guy, as a guy who's trying to, again, kill the fat guy down about 60 pounds, I have a formula at Chipotle already. That is a double chicken burrito bowl, no rice, no beans, triple fajita veggies, and delicious. I love that.
I want one now.
Yes, double chicken. Guacamole, because it's keto, right? So guacamole, extra sour cream, hit me with cheese, a little bit of the fresh salsa. Life is amazing. All right. Okay, a username that I can't pronounce, one psilocybin, $20. Thank you for supporting our staff. Again, every dollar given in this super chat is going to be given to the staff as Christmas bonuses.
Thank you guys so much.
And can't say enough about how helpful and insightful your videos are. I look forward to seeing them every morning. The videos have continued to foster healthy conversations with our young son about situational.
Nice. That's all we can hope for.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we're trying to do every day. So here's one that's not in the super chat. But there's Mike Peterson asked, have you ever come across a video that shook you up so bad you wouldn't consider sharing it? The answer is yeah. There are several that are so significant that were so bad that shook me hard that I was like, oh man, I don't know. And usually the question is there a teaching value to it that outweighs whatever negative that it has? And sometimes those are serious questions, you know. I also have some that are just gory for the sake of gore that don't really have any teaching points to them. And I'm like, I don't necessarily feel like that's a good one to share. And so we won't, you know. It's really all about the teaching ability of a video. And if it has something to teach us. So for instance, there's going to be one that you'll see. Is it tomorrow's?
I haven't even done tomorrow.
You haven't done well, but I'm going to be
honest.
So I'm not going to load it up, but I think it might be tomorrow's video. Is one of the bloodiest that I've ever put on the channel. And it's serious. Okay. But it has a couple of really significant teaching points and things that I think are outweigh the negative. And you'll see me, I'm going to be like, Hey, last chance. Don't, this one's serious. This one's really bloody, and give people lots of opportunities. And there's no way that YouTube is going to monetize it. It's going to be but that's okay. It's got good stuff. Okay, Caden McLaws gave $5 and said, love your channel, love our boys in blue. My wife is uncomfortable with educational videos that show death. Purper good guy. What would you suggest?
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, the reality is, you could watch martial arts channels in that. Watch Asp Extra. Because we don't show that stuff over there. There are some others that don't. I mean, maybe you could watch them first and only show her the ones that don't actually have death in them. Screen them for her. That might be a helpful thing. And to some people, like my wife doesn't watch every day, and she doesn't watch every day because she's an empath. She's a feeler. She gets all the feels all the time, and so that's hard for her. And I get that, and I know the channel's not for everyone for that. Okay, so thanks for that. David Mackey said, John, can I email you with pictures to clarify the Milt Sparks holster conundrum that I'm having? Yeah, I actually know the owner of Milt Sparks. I consider him a strong acquaintance. So by all means, David, send me an email, okay? You guys, the email. It's john@activeselfprotection.com. So shoot me an email. It's on the channel if you missed it. So shoot me an email. I'm happy to help, okay? Jay Weekly gave $2.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you. Didn't ask a question or nothing. Just gave $2. Again, one of the things that we're doing today is that if you give in the super chat, I will answer your questions. I'll ask me anything, and I will answer it. And every dollar today doesn't stay with John, gives the staff bonuses. Again, we have 4 other staff members. Number one, the other full-time employee is Stephanie, and Stephanie's our executive officer, handles all the administrative tasks, takes care of our patrons, takes care of so much. And Next
Moderates
one
comments.
moderates comments like crazy.
She's awesome.
Next is John. John has been with us for about 2 years almost.
Just
2 years
about.
next month.
2 years next month.
And is our videographer.
Crazy, dude.
Crazy.
Gosh.
Our videographer
Life
and
is
video
crazy.
producer. He puts everything up on YouTube, does all the video production and those kind of things.
Yeah.
And then next after that is Neil Widener. Stephanie's
Neil.
husband is our director of marketing and our director of sales, handles all of our sponsor relations and those kind of things. Then there's Logan, who is a moderator as well.
Local guy.
Local dude. And so let's answer a couple more super chats. So everything that you give today goes to them. Aaron Chavus gave $10. Thanks, man. Greetings from South Carolina. Love what y'all do. Outstanding content and real life lessons. Thank you. Thanks,
man.
Souls Production gave another $10.
Dude.
And said, I have been trained in the Army on firearms, but want to expand my training. I have seen your vetting videos on Trainer, but how do I select training courses to build on my current skills? Well, I think get involved in the community in your local area and find out what people are taking and who's coming to your area. And then find, okay, so what do I need in this area? And then go get it, right? If I need handgun skills, then go find a good handgun instructor. If I want more rifle skills, go find those guys. And I'm happy to answer questions. So let me help you. I train a lot with a lot of people, so I can vet good ones for you.
Yep.
Raper16 gave $20.99 Canadian, which is like $8 American.
Thanks, Raper.
Thanks, man.
Rapier,
not Raper. God, that's terrible. Faux pas. Rapier.
This is why I'm not in front of the camera.
Right. Hi, John. It's Mark from Calgary. Hi, Mark.
What up, Mark?
Thanks so much for your intelligent, informative, realistic advice. I'm positive it saves lives. Your vids have changed my life in a very positive way.
Wow.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you, bro, a ton. And if it's the Mark that I think, and I think it's the Mark that I think.
That Mark?
I think it's the Mark that comes down here every year and does private training with us. And he's amazing.
Nice.
Great dude.
Yeah, what's up, man? I met you.
Richie Tedesco gave $10 and said, one more, would you ever vacation in Brazil? If you could travel anywhere, where would you go? My answer is yes, I would vacation in Brazil. We haven't been there yet, but I'm willing. Okay, this is a behind the scenes thing.
You guessed it.
You guessed it.
I want a shirt that has John's face and says, you guessed it. What do you guys think?
Brazil.
Also, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thanks for the donation to the staff, man. I would vacation in Brazil. I think their concealed carry laws are going to liberalize here pretty quick, and that's going to be a good thing. I love to travel the world, man. I love getting out of the U.S. and seeing the world. We were just in Thailand in September. We were in Panama. If I picked a number one spot that's bucket list for me right now, I want to see New Zealand. I really want to see New Zealand. So, we really want a vacation there. So we'll see how we get to do that. All right, Creator Fundamentals gave $10. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate the channel. Happy holidays to you and your staff. I run an educational channel as well. Slightly different content, though. Now the question is, wait a minute. Can we view?
Don't put it on stream yet.
Don't put it on stream. Let's see. I got it. I'll look you up and see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you look him up. So thanks, man. And again, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, whatever it is that you celebrate. I find it's kind of one of those culture war things, right? I find people that's bull, right? Happy Thanksgiving to every one of you guys.
Okay, he does YouTube.
Yes, he's got the YouTubes. Oh, he's doing cool. He's doing YouTube tutorials. Awesome.
Keep it up, man.
Keep after it, bro.
Thanks for watching.
Legit. So once we get them uploaded, then we got to moderate comments. And we moderate about 2,500 comments a day.
That's mostly stuff.
That's a lot of stuff. So I got a text from Neil, our director of marketing, and he says, if you haven't already, talk about Tom in our class this weekend and how people need to do that. Okay, I'm going to tell you this story. So we did a seminar on Thursday at Frisco Gun Club, and then on Sunday we had a live fire class. Well, Tom, there's this guy sitting in the seminar, older gentleman for sure. I would have guessed 70s, ended up being 80 years old, and he, this guy ended up being the most interesting man in the world, and I'm not joking. So he said, "Hey, I want to take your live fire class on Sunday, but I'm scheduled to do security for my church on Sunday. Is there any way I can be a little late?" And I said, "Well, listen, there's safety briefing and those kind of things, and your evaluation and your pretest. Why don't we do those on Saturday?" So he and I met on Saturday, and this guy shows up with his concealed carry gun in a good holster, and he says, "Man, I've never drawn a pistol from a holster before." So we get to talking a little bit, and he's like, "John, I want to learn." 80-year-old man, come to find out, not only an 80-year-old man, but a Vietnam vet. And in the Army. And I go, "Oh man, that's cool. Tell me you're in the Army in Vietnam. That's amazing. Thank you so much for your service." I said, "Did you see any live combat while you were there?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I did." and then just moved on. Never said another word about it. And then went on the range for 2 hours and had very rudimentary handgun skills, but listened to instruction, learned, grew, did everything we asked him to do every time. We get done with the range. His initial assessments, man, he was slow from the holster because he wanted to do it safely. And we did the first 5 dots of dot torture. It's 23 shots, trying to get him in a 2-inch circle at 3 yards. He was able to put 3 of them in there in those 23. So we go out to the car afterwards, and this guy is parking in the spot reserved for Purple Heart awardees. So he's not just a Vietnam vet, not just a Vietnam combat vet, but a combat wounded Army veteran. And just humble and teachable and approachable and fun. And gosh, I hope I'm as kind as he is when I'm 80 years old and not a grumpy old man. So then he goes, "You got to let me take you to lunch." And I'm like, "Dude, I got to take you to lunch, man. What are you talking about?" No. Let me take you to lunch. We got this great place. So he takes us to this place that's like all the carbs. And I'm eating keto, right? Like, forget it. Like, shoot, that's done for today. Cheat meal time. If they didn't have carbs in it, they would dip it in carbs when they brought it to the table. If you've ever been in Dallas, I don't know how far outside of Dallas it is. It's Babe's Chicken. Holy cow, all the carbs.
Dip it in carbs.
They dip your protein in carbs.
Oh,
and he was just super kind. And if you follow my public profile on Facebook, my public page, it's John Correa on Facebook. You look me up. It's a page. We put up a prayer request for our server that day, Brittany, and Brittany led us into her life, and I pray for her, man. Brittany is clean for the last 5 months and has recently reconnected with God, and had lost her kids to CPS from a drug conviction, and got them back this week, is getting them back. They're coming home this week. And so we've been praying for her, and Tom got to pray with us, and that was so cool, Yeah. Faithful man. And then he shows up for class on Sunday, and this guy, 80 years old, man, his knees were giving him a hard time. His calves were cramping up. We ended up bringing him a chair, but not because he wanted the chair, because he was just sucking it up. But we brought him a chair because we didn't want him to fall out. And he just learned and grew and kept going, would listen every time we gave him something.
Gosh, 80 years old.
80 years old. And dude, unbelievable guy. And at his final evaluation on Sunday, we went back and did the same test. We went from 3 out of 23 shots on dot torture to 16. So made incredible strides there. His Gila Hayes 5x5, he went from 3 shots to 4. So that was good. And then his draw to first shot went down from like 4.5 seconds down to about 2.5 seconds. So he made incredible progress and was so fun to be around. He's dancing. He's an 80-year-old man. We do this little, Taylor Swift, Shake It Off.
I haven't been there for that yet.
While we do that to relax. And he's like jamming. He's having a good time. He's amazing, man. So Tom, if you're watching, my friend, I love you. That's awesome. I appreciate you. So there you go. Souls Production said, I gave $2 more. Gosh, man, we're going to bankrupt you. And said, I shoot up and left right-handed. Input, usually up and left is rare. It's usually low and left.
Yeah.
Up and left probably means what you're doing is you're pressing with the heels of your hands while you're pressing the trigger. So it could be a number of things. I'd have to see you actually
anticipating recoil too much.
Well, anticipating is usually low. That usually makes you low. Tim Alowishes gave $5 and said, "Happy holidays. Thanks for your work. I appreciate your videos."
Thanks.
Nice shirt. I'm sure it's not me. It's probably his nice shirt. It's my San Diego County Gun Owners polo. I am
Gamers Unite.
I am, shall we say, a sucker for a nice polo shirt. If you have a really nice performance polo, like polyester polo, and you want your logo on my chest, you send me one. I'll probably wear it.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Send all the polos.
Jimmy gave $1.99. Can an 18-year-old buy a shotgun in Maryland, by the way? I don't know in Maryland what the gun laws are for that. I think you should be able to as a long gun, but check your local gun store. They should be able to tell you. Oh, man, Creator Fundamentals became a channel member. Thank you. Welcome, man. I really appreciate that membership. That's a big deal. All right, Patches Flows gave $5 and said, "Thank you for everything you do. You make the world a better place. Keep up the great work. # knowledge is power." Thank you so much. And Heart, thank you for supporting our staff. Again, everything you give today goes to the staff as bonuses. And I am just absolutely gobsmacked that people are giving so much. So
thank you guys so much.
Yeah. So let's talk for just a minute about what that means for 2019. and where we're going. So what you're going to see in 2019 is this channel is going to continue to do the same things that we've been doing every single day, a real life video. You could maybe see this type of content expand into other platforms before too long. I can't really say anything more than that right now, but you could see some things happen if you're paying attention. More on that as it comes up. Had somebody say get on the Joe Rogan podcast. I've got a lot of people that say that I should, and I'm willing. I just don't know. Somebody tell him his people to get a hold of me. I'd love to.
Smashy said J2, your laugh.
What?
I think I'm J2.
Yeah, I think you are.
You like my laugh?
You like it? Is it better nice?
It's good. It's good.
It's good. It's
very good.
So this is going to continue. We might see that in other places. I am working hard. We might move the extra channel to a 5 video a week format. So right now we're putting up 11 pieces of curated content a week. Pretty soon we're going to be at like, Rhett and Link levels of content generation.
I mean, they do it right.
They're amazing. I look up to them as creators, even though I've never met them. I'd love to. We might move to a 5 post a week content on Extra. We post on the Facebook page all the time. I also post almost every day on Instagram. I suck at Twitter. Don't get with me on Twitter. So anyhow, that's what's going on with the channel coming in the future. And, I think 50 minutes sitting here live.
Can I just say thank
you? Get it.
I mean, guys, as you know, all the money that you guys have given tonight are going to the staff, not just me, but Steph and Neil and Logan. So I'm blown away. We've sat here and watched you guys give money. I just want to say thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. If you guys celebrate Thanksgiving, you guys celebrate something else. I'm starting to feel that Christmas spirit. That's maybe weird for me to say. Yeah, right. But it's cool for me to be able to sit in front of the camera. John's usually in front of the camera, and it's really cool watching you guys do what you do. Soulless, you're nuts.
Dude gave another $2 and asked will we be coming to SoCal for training in the LA area. Yeah, we're looking at I think a seminar in Orange County. I think in mid 2019, and I'm totally willing to come back and do some training there. We've got a couple contacts. What we really need is somebody who is in the firearms industry or has connections at a range and is excited about hosting us. And if we've got that, we'd love to do that. And I came down and did San Diego County gun owners this fall or fall with R&D Quality as well. And man, fantastic class, good stuff, and would love to come back to California. I'm actually a California native, though. I've washed most of California out of me.
Do you want to answer another random question?
Yeah, sure.
What gun would Santa wear?
What gun would Santa wear?
Because Santa's real.
And I mean, I would think that Santa,
he's a bigger dude, right?
But I would think, wouldn't Santa have a security detail? He's got a lot on his mind.
You'd think that also with the sleigh and all the opportunities to hide, or stage.
Now, I think I've got an answer here.
Well, let's hear it.
I think Santa has the ability to drop through the chimney, and so Santa has magic.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that the Santa suit is completely impervious. That really, you know what it really is? Santas are actually Iron Man,
bro.
Santa, I just gave it away.
I
just gave it away. So he doesn't even really need to carry a gun because he's impervious. And I think in the suit he has like rockets, blasters.
I can't. I don't know what to say to that.
You can't even
have donations though, so why don't we
change my mind?
Change the title. Change my mind.
One bad 540. I gave $50.
Wow, dude. Gosh, you guys are nuts.
Thank you for supporting our staff.
Holy crap.
Colton Moore gave $5 and said, how do you persuade someone who thinks they could draw on the drop, having to chamber around that they are an idiot and insane, a guy I work with?
Videos. We have videos on that.
Well, okay, I think sometimes videos can do it, but the old Chinese proverb says, man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So sometimes if somebody's just convinced of something, ain't nothing you're going to do to change their mind. And since there ain't nothing you're going to do to change your mind, I just say, go and be blessed. Great. I don't have to convince you. The thing that I've really found, Colton, is that I tell a lot of people, I go, look, man, I'm not going to be at your gunfight, and you are not going to be at mine. And so if that's what you want to do, I hope it works out for you. And if that's not what I don't think that's wise. I wouldn't do that. Number one, I don't think you can draw from the drop. Number two, There's plenty of videos on the channel of people getting killed in tenths of seconds and or not having a second hand to chamber around and those kind of things. And so from a defensive tactics perspective, I think it's an unwise idea to carry chamber empty.
Yeah.
But if you want to, I'm going to suggest you don't. But
the proof is there. But there's also a video of John and Mark Victor, who's a self-defense attorney here in Arizona, specifically criminal self-defense, are arguing about that on the extra channel that you could check out. I saw someone ask where they can send a video.
Send it to our Facebook page, facebook.com/active self-protection. So I don't think you can. I don't think you can persuade people. You can educate them. If they want to learn, then you can be like, hey, let me show you. But if they're like, no, I believe this is there, then leave them alone, right? Brian Dunn gave $2. He said, I love the fact that you include God. Amen. God bless vets. Hey, man, listen, here's the reality with active self-protection, okay? It's not my business.
I like the Spider-Man picture.
I do like the Spider-Man. It's not my business. Business belongs to Jesus. And so he's got to be happy with it, and it's got to glorify him. That's the bottom line. And so we try to do the best we can at that. I'm certainly not claiming to be a perfect man. Certainly not claiming to represent him definitively. I'm just a dude, playing a dude. Who's playing a dude?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I'm just a dude.
One dad, dude. He just donated. He said, "No real question. Keep up the good work. I've been showing your videos, channel with many friends.
Awesome, man.
We literally can't ask you to do anything else. Thank you so much."
So there you have it, guys. Creator Fundamentals said, "I'll send you a polo. Bring it."
Can I have a polo? I want a polo.
All right, Richie Desco gave another $5 and said, "I lied. One more."
Jeez, man.
What's your favorite book recommendations? Or could you post a list somewhere on social media? I could definitely, and I've done that before on Facebook, on our Facebook page.
Anything by C.S. Lewis.
They didn't ask you,
but I answered.
But you answered. All right. C.S. Lewis is great. For first book, you know who asked me this? Baraka James on the Civilian Carry Radio program asked me for some book recommendations. I think every human being, if they have not read the book of John, the Gospel according to John, should read that for sure. I think that another book that every human being should read is Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think you absolutely should read that. In the self-defense world, I think Gavin DeBecker's The Gift of Fear should be required reading. He kind of goes off the rail at the very end and goes all anti-gun, so ignore that. Erase. But other than that, fantastic book. There are many in those arenas, but those would definitely be my first choices.
You ever read Who Moved My Cheese?
Oh yeah, like Who Moved My Cheese.
Who Moved My Cheese is a good motivational book for
great
change in your life.
And there's plenty of others as well. So if you wanted, let's see. I mean, there's all kinds of great books. I think a great book for all people in all endeavors is The 5 Love Languages. Another great book for a lot of people, Boundaries. Cloud and Townsend, Boundaries. Just the basic boundaries. There's like boundaries for dogs and boundaries for kids and boundaries for, I don't know about dogs, but they have like a bajillion different boundaries book. Just read the main one, Boundaries.
Just like books about life.
Yeah, Boundaries. Just read the book Boundaries. It's really good. There you go. Audio Addictions asked, gave $2. Thank you for supporting our staff. And said, build or buy an AR 223 or 556. California, by the way, happy holidays.
Oh boy.
In California, I wouldn't know the first thing about all the goofy laws that make you hoops they make you jump through to do things with guns. So if you've never had one before, you haven't been taught, I wouldn't recommend. They're not quite as easy as Legos. Okay. So that you can feel that way because it's like, insert tab A into slot B, and there's lots of stuff online about how to put them together. But particularly when you're building them, you got to know head spacing and gassing. And most people don't. I wouldn't do it. How about this? I would not build myself an AR-15. I would let a professional do it.
That's a good answer.
I just finished putting together my HKMR-556. That's a legit gun. My other defensive AR in the safe is a Daniel Defense DDM-4 V11. So I'd let somebody else build it personally. Hope that answers your question. All right.
Solus.
Dude, Solus became a member too, man.
You, man.
You're freaking just spending it all. He's just blowing his Black Friday budget.
Do you reveal how many members you have on YouTube or no?
I don't mind it. I think we have about 80 or something like that. So thank you to all of you. Creator Fundamentals. What size polos for both of us? Ooh.
I don't want to answer this question. So I used to be skinnier than John at one point. I know this is totally what you guys are watching for.
Keto.
And yes, I have seen the comments. You guys are hilarious. It's the internet. Your comments don't affect me. But what size polo? Large.
Large.
Right?
Large for me now. I was 2XL 6 months ago. Now I'm large.
That's where I'm at. 2XL.
2X and large. Boom. You're the man. I did have. I will answer this one. Warrior Mage did not give, so I'm going against the grain here. Said, where were you born and what is your ancestry? I was born in the People's Republic of California, behind the Redwood Curtain in California, Stan. And it depends on if you're asking about my legal ancestry or my ethnic heritage. And if you want that answer, you got to give for my staff. You know what to do.
Hashtag sellout.
Heather Groob gave $4.99 and asked, what is the best life advice someone has given you?
Your grandpa when you were young.
I can't say that on
You
YouTube.
can. It's your YouTube channel.
But I don't do that. It's not family friendly. It's a joke, by the way.
It is a joke. I can answer it if you want.
You gave yours. Well,
Best-
I think.
Best life advice, man. We did a video not too long ago. I was trying to do a little YouTube thing, and you gave me some really good advice. Actually, you helped me tell myself. You ever hear like go back and tell yourself 10 years ago some good advice?
Mhm.
So why wouldn't you take that advice now, right? So one of the things that I would tell myself is like it's going to be okay. You know, you don't need to worry. You don't need to be anxious. Life has a way of kind of working itself out, and you know, especially when things are hard and stuff. And I'm the same as John. I have faith in Jesus, and that helps me through dark times. But I think, you know, things are going to work out all right, even if it seems like they're not sometimes.
So I'm going to go with the advice that was given to me by one of my primary mentors. I have a number of mentors, but Dr. Fred Shea has been a mentor to me for the last 15 years now. Gosh, I'm getting old. And he taught me a very important principle, which is live today with the end in mind. Live today with the end in mind. And that's from two perspectives. Number one, I live today understanding that what I do today echoes for all of eternity. And that I'm going to stand at the end of my life and answer to Jesus for what I've done with my life. Have I been faithful with what he's given me? And so
doesn't LeBron have a tattoo of that?
You got me.
I'm sorry.
That's getting into an area that I got no knowledge of. So anyways, I think living today with the end in mind is a huge deal for that I'm going to meet Jesus, but also what kind of legacy do I want to leave? What do I want to leave behind? And what you leave behind is what you sow and invest in other people. Not structures, not businesses, but people. So that's incredible advice that I try to do every day to live today with the end in mind. It's a great question, Heather.
Yeah. What about you? Maybe I'll see the comment if you say it.
Okay. Well, we got to come back here a little bit. Marcus B gave $5. Congratulations on the 1,000th. Quick question. What are your thoughts on carrying a polymer 80? I'm not familiar with the polymer 80. I'd have to Google it. Is that a 80% lower Glock or something that's like a non-serialized gun? I don't care about that. I mean, if it's super, super reliable, that doesn't bother me, but I'm not super familiar with that. So I'd have to look it up. Solus Productions.
Finish the heritage story.
Oh, he gave and he wanted the heritage story. Should I do that or make the other guy? He gave. I mean, he's given.
Dude, listen. We've been sitting here for an hour just talking to people on the internet. So I don't know.
Okay. So the deal is that my ethnic heritage, I on my mother's side, I am French Canadian and Norwegian. We're the Leebergs from North Dakota. North Dakota. We're South Canadians. You know, very, very polite people, don't you know? The Leebergs and the Trangsruds. And then my grandpa, the Michaud family, French Canadians from Maine. And my mom's side of the family. My father's side of the family is kind of a hodgepodge mix of German and Italian. And my grandfather, though, on my father's side, didn't really know his family at all. In fact, met his mom on his 17th birthday for him to join the Marine Corps. That's how little he knew of his family, and never knew his dad. And but knew he was Italian from the kind of extended family that he was able to grow up around a little bit. So that's my ethnic heritage. Now, my last name, Correa, is actually Portuguese. My mom and my father divorced when I was 6 months old, and mom remarried when I was 6, and dad adopted me when I was 8. He's my father in every sense of the word. I think like him. I talk like him. My mannerisms are like him. I just don't share his genetics. He gave me his last name when I was 8 years old. So legally, I'm Portuguese. He adopted me, and he is my dad, whom I love desperately well. He's amazing. And in fact, as a matter of fact,
yesterday,
today is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad. I know you don't watch my stuff and you could care less about active self-protection, but if God forbid you ever see this at a minute, hour, and 4 minutes. Now listen, I want you all to understand that
Somebody's going to find him and kill
Right?
him, dude. That's going to happen.
my dad is kind of a stoic. He doesn't express emotions all that much, but I'm not quite that way. And so, Dad, before however ever would ever watch this, I want you to know that I love you and that I appreciate you and that I value you and that you lead me every day. And I am incredibly grateful for you. Happy birthday, old man. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's see. What else we got here? Let's see. We got some more. Let's see. Guillaume Willis gave another $4
Thanks.
and said favorite scripture and hymn. Ooh.
I love questions like this.
You answer first.
1 John 3:18. Little children, let us not do good with word and tongue, but in action and truth. And hymn, Amazing Grace.
Gotta love that. It's kind of a more modernish hymn.
There's all kinds of revamps and whatnot.
Okay, so some favorite scripture for me. I have scripture upon me. That is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16 on the forearm tattoo that gave me fits among conservative Christians. It says, be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Jesus in Matthew 10:16 says, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. I take that to heart. Over my heart, I actually have a tattoo of Micah chapter 6, verse 8.
Keep your shirt on.
I'm going to keep my shirt on. For the Lord has shown you what is good, and what does he require of you, O man, but to act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. Definitely a favorite verse of mine. Another one, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 12 to 15, that we all must stand before the judgment seat of Christ. So there, my favorite hymn. Ooh, I love the hymns.
You love hymns, bro.
I
used to lead worship when John was the pastor at church, so he likes hymns.
I love the worship, but some of the older hymns just speak to your soul in a way that some others don't.
Old school, man.
I think that honestly, In the Garden always has spoken to my soul. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. That's good stuff, man. And
that was pretty good.
You didn't know you were going to get a little concert. I know I can't sing all that well, but hey, let's get after it.
Not bad.
Okay, so that's that. I mean, there's so many hymns that I love, but In the Garden is probably one of my big ones. Stephanie said, "Do the old rugged cross." I do love me some old rugged.
You want me to go get my guitar?
Right? Yes. Oh man. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross. Yes, there it is. I do love me some old rugged cross. So onward. Look at now everybody's singing. I just didn't want to sing. I don't want to turn it into a worship concert.
Can I lick your toes?
No. Hard pass. Wave that one off. No, we're not going to do it. Okay. Terrible.
All right, we've
gone after it, guys. Thank you for caring for my staff. Thank you for taking care of them. We are going to make sure that they all get Christmas bonuses because of your generosity.
Thank you guys.
Man, you guys have been incredible, and we'll do another one of these sometime just to make sure that people get their questions answered. You can always ask questions in the comments. We do our best to answer them as best we can. And you can always find us there. You can ask us direct questions via the private message on Facebook.
Yeah.
Send us a message there. And here's my pitch. If you want to see me behind the scenes more, my personal life and what I do apart from ASP, go to Facebook and like the John Correa page. And that's a public figure page. And you can see me doing stuff like barbecue and keto and see my Mustang trigger and see us hanging out and having fun. So I think we're going to end there. God bless you guys. I hope you have a great day and happy Thanksgiving from me to you. Oh, wait, not yet. Got to get one more. Audio Addictions gave $2 and said, can you shout my wife, best friend, Annalise out? I love you. Hey. Annalise, you got a shout out from your best friend and your significant other. It's 2018, so we just got to say your spouse.
Yep.
And shout out for that, and you get to be the last word. God bless you guys.